we knew this was going to be a hard one. We knew we were going to need our defense to travel, which is always really, really important in a conference tournament game. You're playing in a new environment, a new arena. And our defense has showed up for us all year, and it definitely showed up tonight. I mean, that's a incredibly high-powered offense. Positionally, their size is really, really almost blinding at times in that zone. But we stayed confident and connected, and we were able to finish it tonight.
Matt Ford-Wallman, Massachusetts Daily Collegian. What did you see in that UMass team when you went into Amherst that helped you beat UMass tonight?
Are these for student athletes? Questions for student athletes first.
Oh, excuse me, sorry.
They can answer that. Ellen wants to answer that.
Yeah, I'll answer that. I think we said it in, when we were scouting, we thought that they were going to come this round better than they did last round, and I think they did. But the first round, we knew that their press and their zone, I think that was good to prepare for us for that.
We did prepare for the zone.
Yes. And
Questions for student athletes first. Back right.
Emma Feiner, Toledo Blade. I mean, just either one of y'all, just talk about the energy you guys came out with to start this game. I mean, obviously a couple of close losses to end the year, but I mean, just you guys came out hot to start this game. What was the energy like just going into this tournament, knowing the adversity you guys were already facing with injury and just the energy that you came out with?
Yeah, Coach Jenny told us to punch first, so that's what we did.
Ellen, you want to add on that?
yeah, I think we've, all season, we've been through the ringer of injuries, and we're down a couple men, and I think that grew us closer and grew us tougher and just made us want it more for each other.
Back left.
You guys had, Mark Wakowiak, WXUT. You guys had 4 players score in double figures tonight. What does that say about the depth that you guys have?
Says a lot. And when we all play together at the same time, that we're unstoppable.
How do you guys set it off?
She got that one.
Question. Yeah, back right.
Either one of y'all again. I mean, just what changed about the way UMass defensively came out to start the second half, and what was it within you guys that you guys were able to recapture momentum and close out this game?
I think they saw something in their press and their zone. I think we had too many turnovers. They had 29 points off our turnovers, so I mean, credit to them for finding that. But I think it was just about staying poised and together through their press and their traps.
Nate Gearhart, WXUT. What the second half really show about this team? You guys had it was a kind of tough start to the second half, but what kind of resilience? What kind of was it that for the team?
That we keep pushing, and we had a next play mentality, whether it was a turnover, a bad shot, or whatever the case was. We told ourselves we're always going to think about the next play. So I think we showed that today in the second half, especially.
Yeah, just a lot of toughness and grit in the second half.
Questions for student athletes? Yep.
Tyler Kablitz, Falcon Media Sports Network. You guys held UMass to 1 for 14 shooting from deep. How big of a part of the game plan was that for you guys, and what do you think you executed best in that part of the game?
That was a huge part. Coach Jeff, he was very adamant on ball pressure, getting our hands up and making sure the shooters don't get open shots, and also ball pressure so that we can interrupt their passes when they're trying to pass it into the post players. So that was a huge part of it.
Questions for student athletes? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Questions for Coach Bogus? Back right.
In your mind, what did it take for your team to win this game?
Well, I knew we were going to have to rebound. And, I didn't think if we let them get hot from 3 and start that momentum that we would be able to keep up with. Again, just look at the math, look at the numbers. Their offense is so high-powered. I did. I told the team as hard as we played and as well as we played at UMass that we likely were going to see a very different version of them. We call it a trap game after the Miami win. What you can spin that however you wanted. I just knew they were going to come out, fighting. Again, a very veteran team. And you got a couple kids there putting their jersey on maybe for the last time, and I knew they were going to be fighting for it, which they certainly did. So we just wanted to play confident, connected, and we wanted to compete. We really wanted to compete, person on person, every single possession. They're such a rhythmic team, especially, number 24, Allie. I always butcher her last name. That's no disrespect. She's tremendous. I tried to recruit her at Penn State. She's a heck of a player. She's such a rhythmic player. We wanted to try to maybe, if we couldn't interrupt her, maybe try to put a little bit more pressure on the pass. But, that's a really great team, a well-coached team. And, I think rebounding was the difference tonight for sure.
Emma Bensley, Massachusetts Daily Collegian. What was your game plan going in tonight, having Carruthers on Palmieri like that? Seemed to be subbing in when Palmieri subbing in.
Yeah, so we were just trying to put some speed on her because we don't, without Faith Flood Robinson out there, we really don't have size to put on her. And so, again, you got to go with what you got. And I'll take Kendall Carruthers all day, every day. I thought she had a tremendous game, but especially a tremendous first half offensively. Really started us going. But when you look down the line at the matchups, for us, we were really concerned about Franks and Ferguson getting on the O boards, which Ferguson certainly did. So we felt like Cadence was the better matchup for the box out, and it was more that than anything. We wanted Pat on Yamani, and then, okay, KC, you got to go hold 24. It was kind of nothing against KC. It was kind of more of a process of elimination than anything else, honestly.
Dan Allen, WXUT. With size being very limited going into your next matchup against Ball State, how you guys are going to adjust to that matchup?
Well, we're not going to grow between now and Friday. We've just got to fight. Again, we've got to take care of the basketball. And be a lot more efficient offensively. And if it's going to be in the 80s, then we got to be ready to win in the 80s. I don't, and I mean this, I love my team. I think we've guarded really hard all year. I don't think we can hold Ball State to 65 points. I just don't think we can. They're too good. We've got to be ready to take great shots. We've got to be ready to take care of the basketball. And, we got to be ready to go fight against another very high-powered offense with a true center that just cooked us for 22 and 12 in 22 minutes. We'll be ready. We'll fight. And again, I think, offensively is more where we'll have to make some adjustments for what they'll do to us defensively.
You talked about the size being blinding for them and the rebounding being a huge part of the game plan. Ended up out rebounding them 46-31, one of the offensive boards. Can you just speak to how well you guys think you did on that part of that aspect of the game?
Well, we're coaches, right? So it's never enough. I thought we rebounded the ball really well. For example, I told Eva Cole, I said, you've barely practiced. She's coming to a return to play. She's had 4 practices, maybe 5. She hasn't played basketball in 3 weeks. And I was like, just go get a couple of rebounds. That'll help us win the game. Ella Weaver, shooters we're a tender bunch. We get shot sensitive. And I said, just focus on rebounding. Don't worry about anything else. Same thing with Pat and KC, positionally with their size. I was like, just go board. And if all you're thinking about is rebounding, then the rest seems small because that's something that you can actually control. We're going to have a different focus against Ball State while continuing to pursue the boards as well. The thing about Ball State that worries you with crashing the glass is they're so elite in transition offense. And so when you send 4 of the boards, you're really susceptible, for those pitch ahead threes and all the things that they do really well. So you see a little bit of a different game plan there, but I thought tonight we rebounded really well.
What can you say about the bench with all these recent injuries and how well they've been playing recently?
No, I mean, again, Cameron Vandenbosch, just a fearless little soldier out there. Evan Carrier's been huge for us all year, 4 rebounds and an assist. And then, again, we got Eva back, so that was a little bit of a breath of fresh air just to have 14 minutes to give some blows to different people out there. And again, Weaver's playing the 4 for us at 5'10". So we'll need Eva for sure on Friday. But no, the bench has been great all year long. Again, but we need Kendall Carruthers and we need Patricia Numa to show up ready to win.
Front right. Matt Wilhelm, Massachusetts Daily Collegian. You had UMass to some of their worst shooting numbers on the year. What do you tell a defense when they have a team on the run like your defense did tonight?
You tell them to take care of the ball. We kept giving it back to him, and then Yamani was going loose in transition. So, I think, Pat might feel a little bit slighted about not being on the all-defensive team or even a nod there. And I do. I think she's an elite defender. I think there are some other really good defenders in the league, but I certainly think she's one of the best 5. And so she was ready to come out and defend at a high level tonight. And then, honestly, you get a little lucky sometimes. I think they miss a couple shots that they normally make. Yamani's the head of the snake. She's not a 33% field goal guy. So we got a little lucky there. Palmieri, same thing, 0 for 5 from 3. Like, those are shots she makes. So we'll take it, and we'll get ready for Ball State. And biggest thing really with our limited numbers is just rest.
Far back left.
Mark Coons, BCSN. Speaking of that rest, not only does those injuries impact the bench, but it also means conditioning becomes that much more important. You're seeing what you guys did over the summer pay off this last week.
We are, and it's funny too because we've had some like adversity hit, and this sadly feels very familiar. Like, the tournament is all adversity, right? It's who can respond to failure, who can respond to mistakes, and we've had so much adversity all year long that I think it's become a situation that we've leaned into, which you saw down the stretch. But no, our fitness is really matters, and I've actually brought Kendall and Pat in and showed them the minutes that some of these guards are playing, Bailey tabling. Some of these guys in our league that are just playing 39 minutes every single night in and night out. There's players in our league that are top 15 in scoring that have played hundreds more minutes than some of our guys. So I hope we're ready to go. Kendall was a little bit gimpy with the ankle there. You saw that. She missed a few games earlier this season from that. But, the fitness matters. But this time of year, it really comes down to your toughness. You're not tired.
Back left.
So in the fourth quarter, Kendall faced some foul trouble, and she had to come out for a little bit. Can you speak a little bit about Patricia and how she stepped up and just kind of put the team on her back and help you guys pull out the game?
Yeah, I told her before the game, it needs to look like you don't want to go home. Do you want to put the jersey on again or not? And it really is that simple this time of year. And she's a 5th-year player. She's a veteran player. That kind of communication because she wants the truth. It was great too because what'd Pat go? 7 for 19. We watched a bunch of her layups right before they went to their room after pregame meal. And we just talked about her hand placement on the ball and her finishing. And she got that ORB and then hit that runner and she used the glass. So now. She's fun to coach. She's really, really, really fun to coach.
We talk about how Pat with a double-double with 19 and 12, but what's not being talked about enough is Miriam Diallo had 10 and 8, including a very clutch offensive rebound to help close out that game. Her impact in this game was just amazing.
And great point. And also like what she was able to do defensively on Olbrys. And she was defending her most of the night. And Olbrey's got a couple of those and ones. But, it's a really hard matchup because, Olbrys is really posting up and Chanae's out there on the perimeter. And so it's, they're hard to guard. And, we put Miriam on Olbrys and I thought she did a tremendous job. Now she's going to have her hands full on Friday for sure. Everybody said, yep.